Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, everyone? Goatee from Kickstory Podcast. This is a special edition Kickstory Podcast. It's Thursday. I like to say Friday Eve, right? It's Thursday night, West Coast Pacific time. It's 8 o'clock, well, 7:56. And then Eastern is almost noon. It's almost midnight. So, yeah. But this is a good one. It's a reason why we're doing this. We're bringing back Cali. I'm going to bring in Bobby Kicks. Then we're going to bring Dr. Swoosh. We're going to bring SoulIISole. Do what we do best. Recap. Hold on, Bobby. I got you, man. All right. I want to do some adding right now. Where we at, Bobby? So, Dr. Swoosh. I see you, Dr. Swoosh. I'm going to bring you that request. If not, I just invited you, Bobby. All right.
What up? What up?
What's up?
Oh, okay. Wow.
How you guys doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My guy, Bobby Kicks, Bijan, Dr. Swoosh. What's up?
What's up, boys?
What up?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Yes.
I like the
yes.
Tom Andrich logo on the chest there.
Yes, Mr. Andrich. Yes.
I didn't
If he's
realize
watching-
actually when I was a kid, my parents never bought me like any good Nike stuff, but I got a shirt, actually almost that exact same shirt when I was a kid, so it stands out in my head from Ross for like $7 or something. So it's a meaningful shirt to me.
Yes.
That's a Ross find.
That's a Ross find.
Guys, let me bring on first. Can you guys hear me? Good. We good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thumbs up.
Let me bring on Soul. There we go, SoulIISole. Seth, I just accepted your invite. Bobby, talk to me, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good, man. I'm excited for this one. We're gonna break the internet once again. There he is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's working.
Yeah.
Guys.
The crew is back.
Seth looks like he was in the lab, bro.
All I want to say, first of all, is good evening to everyone, those watching, you guys. I pray to God I don't get kicked off. The internet by the Santa Monica Mountains can be very shoddy, and I haven't done a live in like 5 years. So I'm hoping if I get kicked off, then as T says, salute. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. And Seth, well, so if you get kicked off, I can easily just reinvite you, or you can just what you just did, invite yourself. Easy.
Okay, I don't want to disrupt and be a pain, but I remember the last time I did this with Scott Renus and OG or Bust Nick. I kept getting kicked off, and I was like, yeah, it's a wrap. So
Right.
we'll see how it goes. But good evening, hey Bijan.
What's up, man?
Good evening, guys.
Bijan.
All right.
And yes, sir.
Everyone's
Yes,
good.
sir.
Bobby's repping. Challenge Court. All
Yep.
right. Very nice.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
I'll give a shameless plug to Ronnie and Nick at Kith. We got to rep Kith. So
Always.
I got my Kith on
There
right.
you go.
All right.
But not only Kith, that's the Malibu Kith.
Yeah, they just opened a couple
That's a
months
special
ago,
one.
and, you know, anyway, I'm addicted. I have to admit, I'm addicted, and yeah, nonetheless.
Area
But
13.
yeah.
Yep.
And Ronnie's a New Yorker, right? You
Yes,
know,
sir.
New Yorkers
Yes, sir.
like-
Listen. This is a special time in New York. This is baseball season. The Mets just came back in the ninth inning to beat the Milwaukee Brewers, and then now it's Yankee season. I'm a Yankee guy, so this is a special time for us.
I'm hoping for Yankees, Dodgers, but I'm always hoping for that.
Right. Bobby, how do we begin this?
I know.
How do we?
No, honestly, like,
How do we begin?
yeah, I was thinking about the same thing too. But before we start, I want to acknowledge everyone that's watching. Thank you for joining us. This is a special live stream, breaking out of the norm. You know, we normally do it on the weekend, so this is a great one because
Right.
you know we have awesome guests. Wow, look at that cutout. Love it. I actually have some of those too. I actually have the different ones there. But yeah, so you know we're gonna go and dive right back into our LA trip. We're gonna recap what we saw. Obviously, we've been kind of wrapping up the shorts that we've been posting right now on our page.
Just
that kind of gives you
posted
a
the
preview of
last
that
one. We
episode.
just posted the last one. Yep.
Right. And for those that haven't watched that, that's a 3-part series. Great coverage on all things vintage, all things rare, all things just kicks. And these two awesome guests have some great collections that they were happy to share with us. And again, thank you again for sharing those, those pieces with us. So honestly, like that's been a really an awesome treat for us. So
Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge that.
I'm surrounded by a couple more of these to show
Oh
you
boy.
too.
Here-
Yes. So
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Bobby. We had no idea what we was getting ourselves into when we went to LA, right? And then for the viewers, this was our first time meeting SoulIISole and Dr. Swoosh.
yeah,
So
yes.
from physically, right? So we didn't know, we knew we were cool. We knew that we had an energy, but we had no idea of like what you guys are going to bring. I know Soul was asking some questions before, like in his mad scientist way. So I just want to hand it over to Dr. Swoosh and SoulIISole. Like like how was that experience for you guys?
Bijan, go ahead, man. You started off.
I would say
Good to
it was good. Yeah, it kind of felt like the old days. I know we were just saying that because of the trip to Portland, but it really felt like the old days because for me, for the last 10 years, I haven't really been around shoot people because I've been off doing all my training and stuff, actually 12 years. So it was kind of like going back home. Like, I mean, obviously I talked to Seth, but, we don't see each other as often. Now that I'm back home in LA, I've been seeing him a little more often, obviously. But yeah, it was really nice to kind of hang out with like-minded people, connect over these things that were very impactful in all our lives, even just that shirt you're wearing, Bobby, like I mentioned earlier.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, to me, this was a no-brainer, and obviously, I'm always happy to share what I have among friends or anyone.
I love it. It's like all these things that you're sharing right now is like keep them coming, keep them coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, when we first met, it felt like natural.
Right.
It was a nice,
Right.
it was a nice flow of things. And like you said, Dr. Swoosh, that we have the same love, and it was nice to be around that energy again, and it just felt natural. And I think it really showed on camera that natural, feeling. So that's awesome.
And then also, just like Seth and I have a long history of knowing each other, acquiring pairs, and going back and forth on stuff. So it was kind of natural to have both of us there. And to be honest, like since doing the podcast and then this Portland trip, like I've been back into shoes a lot more, obviously. So it's been good.
John, on the episode, I said, watch out for your DMs. Watch out for your DMs.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Seth, what about you, man? What was that experience for you, man, with us?
Yeah. Well, like I said, thanks guys for throwing this together. This is definitely out of my element. Something I haven't done in a while. So thank you all. I echo Bijan. I haven't done, and there really hasn't been, like a sneaker display. I don't really consider SneakerCon. That is a display that's sell by trade. I'm talking about, like hardcore vintage PE promo sample.
That's right.
And people who have been around for a bit, who you develop relation. And I talked about this on the episode. You get to know these people. You grow up. We get old. Some of us, like me, Peter Pan syndrome. I'm still a bit. I want to get old. But a lot of emotion, both up north and with you guys. And I've known Bijan for years, but I still get the wow factor from him. It's almost like a cat out of the, or a rabbit out of the bag. You don't, out of the hat. You don't know what Bijan's going to bring.
Right.
With me, it's more, you can
there you go.
Yeah, there
Look at him.
Yeah.
Starting already.
Yeah, and just definitely. And I've got some stuff right here, some things that I didn't really pull, some new pickups and stuff. But, it's that wow factor. It's that emotional factor. This touches very deep from within. And I speak with people who follow me. They're younger people, but they love vintage. And it's definitely addictive. And I salute and tip my hat to those that may not have been around when this shit came out, but there's a lot of love for history, heritage, and most of the stuff is never going to come back. You know what I'm saying? So it was great having that organic feel. I feel like you guys are like soul brothers. We just clicked right away. We've been in touch. Yeah. So that's how I feel. I echo, Bijan. I'm just happy to be here with you. I see we've got some people responding, and I with Cole, with big Macadocious in Denver 303. Speaking of Denver, I've got, I don't know if you could see it up here, I've got in honor of Dikembe, who's one of my all-time favorite.
Wow.
I've got my Denver Nuggets right there to honor Dikembe. But
yes.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's about love, history, education, passion, engagement, even and friendship. So that's how
actually it's all the things that is missing from the hobby right now because of what's happened in the last 15 years or so.
Right. True. 100%. No, and I'm glad I can do this with you too, with all of you guys. Like, it's really nice to connect with people from around the world, literally. Like, we've been connecting all over the place, and thanks to you guys, we're connecting with even more people with our Portland trip, with other collectors, other enthusiasts, and to educate, share experiences, share stories, and influence, to really spark that creativity in all of us. So it's nice. And honestly, I'm collecting again because I saw some of the stuff that when you were just, I'm like, I got to start digging, stuff like this, it made me just dig in stuff that I've never worn yet. So it's nice to, to meet the designers, and it's just amazing stuff. Air Max, there you go.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I'm excited to get started too, to see what you guys have to share with us.
But
I love it.
What is that? That's the Air Max Airburst?
ST.
Original.
They got to do this again. This is money. Like, can you imagine if they ended up doing like brochures again, education, just like they did back in the day, showing people.
Right. I remember being a kid, and as a teenager, I would, before I would look at the sneakers, I would get the brochure, close the sneaker, and maybe spend an hour just dissecting every single sentence in that brochure. And then I'm like, okay, everybody sleep. Let me go in the kitchen or lay in the bed, and then now I can admire the sneaker for another 2 hours.
That's like when you're a kid and you get the video game.
You have the night light on.
Yeah.
Some people want to look at the manual. Some people just want to play the game.
Right. But guys, before y'all show some more heat, because California was overwhelming for Bobby and I. Bobby, let's just talk about some classic moments in this 3-part series when it comes to sneakers. What were some classic moments?
For me, real quick, the thing that really boggled my head was I got to touch 6-figure, shoes.
I still can't believe that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I honestly I honestly, when I see in my collection, I don't see them as value. I see their personal value. They're not dollar amount value. You know what I'm saying? And then when you guys reminded me how much it's worth and how much the hype behind them, wow, that's crazy. Even when I go to these shows like Sneaker Con and all the local ones, I see all this merchandise, I'm like, I don't see what people are seeing. If it's not cool to me, I'm not going to connect with it. I'm not seeing that like that, so, but yeah, that was one of the things that really, that I took away from it.
Paris's are unique. No one expected them to take off the way they did, but even my friend who's watching right now, Richard, my old roommate from college, is on here. He'll tell you, when I got the Paris Dunks, it was an event. All my friends were like, oh shit, you got Paris's, and we were hanging out right before the podcast, and they're like, remember when you got Paris Dunks? So it was a huge deal when I got them, at least in my world.
Right. Quickly for me, and Shoepreen just mentioned this. You guys went on an Air Jordan 7 tangent.
Yeah.
Right?
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. And what was crazy, you guys didn't have a conversation about this, right?
No, for some reason, 7s kind of are my lucky shoes. 7, 12, and 9, I always find that prototype 9. I just always find 7, 9s, and 12s. They just find their way in my hands. Good ones.
Nice.
And then Seth, pulling out the OG, right? And as always, Seth, your pairs are in pristine condition.
Not all,
regardless of the year.
In a lot of sneaker crack, unfortunately.
But when I say pristine condition, meaning not dead stock, not worn, right?
Oh, most of my stuff is DS. I still have pairs that I wore back in high school that I've kept, but most of my stuff has just never been, or as close to DS, as possible. That's just very OCD. There are a lot of rules. I have a lot of rules. There's a lot of structure to
Too
this.
much.
Yeah.
Too much.
And it's discipline. right? Right, Bijan? It takes, I mean,
you're like super structured, and then I'm like entropy. I'm just all over. I don't care what size, what condition.
yeah. There are exceptions. There are rare, and well, maybe one day, but their exceptions are rare, very rare for me, but they can and have happened. So we'll, maybe one day, maybe next year when you guys come back to LA, we coordinate. I may do a little something, whatever. We'll see. But not everything should be shown. There's a saying, and I know Bijan knows this as a collector. It's like sometimes it's best to not show certain things and keep your shit to yourself and under the radar. That's what's really awesome. Is what is out there that we don't know where it's at. And, it's like X-Files.
X-Files.
And T, you were saying about the whole secret society.
It's like society. All we ask is trust. You guys, that's part of it. There's codes. Now, once again, I'm not a vintage collector. I told you guys that, right? I'm a sneaker enthusiast, and I respect it all. I like to crack jokes on retros. It's laughable now, right? These days, you get your once in the blues. But seeing you two guys and my introduction, how I met Bobby, really, and I've always appreciate vintage. But to see and meet vintage collectors, you guys have codes that like most people won't understand. You guys have codes, right?
We got those Mortal Kombat codes.
Right. ABAC, ABB.
Right. Up, down, left, right. What is it? Up, down, left, right, ABA, right. Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then one last thing, this in the sevens. For Dr. Swoosh, Bijan, for you to bring the Bugs Bunny 7 movie
You should
prop.
have seen when I got those, man. I mean, I didn't really, nobody, there was some guy that posted them on Nike Talk once, and no one even like commented on the thread. So that's what I found after I already got them, because I went on this crazy hunt to see if these have ever been posted, and that was the one thread I found, and I contacted that guy and bought his pair too. So that's how I got 2 of them. But yeah, I mean, that shoe, I had no idea. I saw the auction on eBay, and there's like this feeling you get when it's something you've never seen. It's almost like excitement. Like, is this first? You're like, is it real? Am I being an idiot? Like, should I really be like dropping $1,000 on this? Like, so there's that like realistic part, and then you kind of just have to have a gut feeling, because there's a clock over your head because someone else is going to hit that button before you. So you just have to make the decision under pressure of like, are you going to do this? And luckily, I've only been burned once, and I really wasn't even burned because I got my money back. So of all the times I've done that, it's always worked out. So I that was super lucky that came across me at that moment.
Nice.
Okay.
And then the second pair I had, I actually intentionally sold it to one of my friends who has the actual mascot Jordan 7, the one made by Nike for the mascots to put on. So it's shaped like Bug's foot. So there's 2 of them. There's a Bordeaux, and then there's a Cardinal, and he has the Cardinal. So I was like, this shoe has to be in your collection. So like, I was like, here, just give me what I paid for it. So that's where my second pair went.
Nice.
Wow. What you gonna say, Bobby?
I was gonna.
And I've been trying to get him to sell me those. Oh yeah.
I was gonna acknowledge the sweatshirt, bro. Let's
go. Wait. Lift it up. We can't see. Pause. Yep. Yes. Kickstory.
Nice. Very
Kickstory. Yes.
I am still trying to buy that Bugs pair. I got to make that clear in case he ever sees this. I keep bugging him about it.
Yes. Another memorable. I mean, damn, it was so much. You know what, guys? When we were shooting live, I was sweating so much because I was overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. You guys, it was overwhelming to see everything you guys bought. And we had to break it into 3 parts. And we had to cut it short.
Sure. Yep.
Because you guys still have more pairs.
I tend to bring more. I'd rather bring more and have some in the bag than not bring enough for content.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that. I mean, I try to come prepared, and I try to think about what you guys would want to see, what maybe the viewers would want to see. I mean, most of the viewers probably don't give a shit about tennis, so I try to ease up on the tennis. That's a joke. In fact, I let off with tennis.
Yeah,
but,
right.
but always have, the X factor, like Xavier McDaniel. You want the X factor. You want something that no one's gonna. And Bijan is the master with the X factor. So
I don't know about master.
yeah.
There's better masters than me. I guess I'm one of the masters.
One of the, there you go, Matt. Yeah, but I was emotional. I mean, I'm a little, right now, and I got a little caught up and shook up because it's emotional, and I'm meeting the two of you for the first time. I haven't seen Bijan in years, so then there's that. I'm hoping that the viewers and other people could empathize and and understand. And then I get stage fright. You got the camera, 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, and it's so you just, and then you settle in and you just do it. And I just people thought I wasn't too insane, but
no.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you took out the LWP, I was like, damn, that copper looks nice.
Oh,
Man. I should get
yeah.
one of these.
It had
And
that
the first shoe I bought after the podcast was a tennis shoe, actually. It was that Navy Alarm that I brought to PDS.
Ooh. That's a nice shoe, man.
That's a beauty.
I wish
I actually,
I need that in my collection.
Wilson Smith was holding the shoe, and he was like, I don't think I've ever seen this color. And I was like, oh, see, look at that.
Wow.
Told you to get that model.
Yeah,
who
you
was
did.
the who,
Well, Alarm's my
There you
favorite
go.
tennis shoe. So it was, but Seth gave me the nudge.
Fitting.
There you go.
Oh, I love it. I love
just,
it. I love that shoe.
That just
And
makes you.
I need that shoe, man.
and it was Wilson's birthday yesterday, so I'm glad that we're talking about Wilson Smith, who's one of the great sneaker designers, right? Bijan, that color, the colorway that Bijan got is a very rare blue colorway. If I recall correctly, and I think Andrew Sneaker Preservation Society was the one who told me this, that may have been an Australian non-US release. I could be wrong. But Bijan, when I saw that 11.5 gently worn, great tread on Bijan's pair, but that is the rarest colorway, the one that Bijan brought, and he brought up north. But this is the Gary Payton colorway. I mean, if they brought this back, I think it would do okay today, actually.
I do too.
I think so too.
Very
Right.
nice profile.
Right.
I love the
Right.
the angle of the laces and
The
elastic
laces.
on the sole. Yeah.
Right. And
I mean,
go ahead, Bobby. Sorry.
I was gonna say to me, that model would probably be retro through Supreme, because they always like to get those obscure models that have the weird design and so on.
I can see that.
And that's just my opinion on that. Yeah.
Well, there's a sample floating around of an Alarm, so they've at least thought about it in the last
Right.
years.
And guys,
I know somebody who owns that.
Oh.
You know what?
Oh boy. See, Bobby, secret society. You heard what he just said?
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Secret society.
Be ready to go, right?
There you
gotta
go.
be ready to go.
Right there.
Ooh. What?
So-
Wait, that's a sample? That's a
is
sample?
Yeah. This is
All right. Hold on. Slow down now. Slow down now.
Easy tiger.
Break it down for us. What colors do we see right here? Black, white, orange.
It's like a true red.
Infrared?
Comet red.
Yeah,
Comet red. Common red.
So this is a sample. I own one pair of original. This is another rare color that you don't really see a lot. So
How dare them make the sock liner red? The entire sneaker is black and white, but the sock liner is gonna be red? That's genius.
Yeah. So this was a sample. They made 12 pairs. Wilson owns one. Austin, who I mentioned in the show, he owns one. He wears his pair. The others were made for Nick Kyrigos, is my understanding. This is the only dead stock 12 that I'm aware of. The others, Wilson's a 12, Austin is a 12. They only made them in a size 12 because that's Kyrigos' size. And then they scrapped it. So this was actually a Goodwill find.
Come on. Cut it out.
Cut it out. To a Goodwill.
In Portland?
I think it was in Beaverton. I think it was in Beaverton. Yeah. And obviously, it got out. Word got out. And there was a bidding war. And for those watching, I'm not going to talk about the number because it's beyond the number for me personally, right? But I would not let I'm not letting this go, right? I mean, of course. Maybe the audience knows, you guys know, Bijan knows the feeling. This is why I'm not married, but it's like, I'm not going to let this get away from me. So this is a dead stock sample from, I think, 2021. It's got the sample on the side. It's a little different than OG. These are all white. This is a complete white Phylon. But yeah.
Wait, hold on, Seth. That's a 2021. So
So
how's the build?
they've at least thought about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Spring.
That's a
wait,
retro.
wait, wait, wait. That's not a
That's
vintage
not
one?
an OG.
This is a retro sample. Yeah.
What?
That's what I was saying. They've at least thought about bringing the alarm back.
They did it for Nick Kyrigo's, and then I talked to Wilson about it. Right. So they have the ability to do it, and they pulled the plug. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like what Arnold said in Terminator 2. In a panic, we had to pull the plug. So they pulled the plug. And only 12 were made. And this is, unless someone has another dead stock 12, which I'm not aware of, but maybe it's out there. But this is the only dead stock 12 that I'm aware of. So I posted it to my page a couple times.
I can't believe that's a retro.
Yeah, this is a retro. Yeah, this is the retro here.
How's the mold? How's the mold? How's the shape compared to the OG?
You can see
Nah,
it very
look at that.
Slim.
Look at that, dude.
Slim.
Nah, yeah. It's Slim Jim McGrim, right?
Yeah. You can see there's very
Well, one's a medial side.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. True.
Very, very minor differences.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Okay.
So this right here, I didn't bring it because no one cares about tennis, so I didn't bring it. But we're talking about it now, and I went all in on this one. So this has to be one of the rarest and most meaningful in my collection.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
retro. It's a retro sample.
Oh my God. Retro.
Crazy.
So Bobby, this is LA. This is LA vibes again, right? Because Seth
part
went.
two.
All
We're
right.
going back and forth.
All right, B. John. Your turn. Go ahead. Might as well.
I'll show you the one I already showed earlier. Actually, I just posted these, so it's not too much of a surprise they're laying around. But so these are the Charlotte Hornets 13s. So basically, when MJ bought Charlotte, or at least part of it, he has a little suite in the arena apparently, and there's that there's a little glass wall that has a couple shoes in it. So 2 to 13, couple skips in there, but this is the 13, which was the highest number they made in the Charlotte colorway, white, purple, and teal. So you know me, purple
Very
shoes.
nice.
I'm on it.
Did Chris Paul wear a CP3 tongue version of that?
He wore something similar, but it wasn't these.
Okay.
They were blue here and purple on the bottom, and they came out. They made them as an actual retro, but I don't think he wore a purple pair.
I'm
He might
noticing
have, but I don't remember
the
that.
sock liner.
Yeah, the sock liner.
I'm noticing the sock
is really
liner.
cool. The sock
it's all
liner
like
is
plush, man.
it's a herringbone, kind of like the
So-
Jordan 23.
So guess what?
Yes.
So guess what? Detail please. Every single Air Jordan collection that's on display has that same sock liner. The all whites, the white and red.
The history of flight.
There you go. Every
That's like a
history of
premium.
flight has that sock liner.
That 17
Am I correct in saying
that I
that?
brought has these.
Yeah. Yes. That's like a obscure little signature that they do with history of flights. Right?
Yeah,
am I correct in saying? Okay.
I don't know about all of them, but I mean certainly some of them.
Okay.
Or many of them. But yeah,
Okay.
I love the Soul. The Soul is awesome. These
Yes.
are like some of my favorite colors for PEs.
Damn.
By the way,
So, yeah.
the 13s are one of the most comfortable balling shoes. They feel great on court. Man,
Young people hate the 13 though. I don't know why. They don't do well.
They're bulky. I like them. They have a lot of cushion to them. So from what I felt, I actually those are one of my top 5 Jordan retros to play in. Number 1 is 10s, but 13s are up there.
Andre Drummond loves the 10.
Right.
Yes.
Right. He will wear all colors. He'll wear the city, the retro city pack. Yeah, Andre Drummond was wearing all of them.
Camouflage.
Right. Camouflage. Yeah. I mean, do we talk about LA or this is LA part 4? Like Seth, do you have one now? Like I don't know.
That's in a whole room full of them.
I don't know.
I'm not on my home turf.
I got 4 pairs right here, right next to me. So
listen,
I'm getting a little shaken up. We lost one of the greatest defensive centers in NBA history. I've got my Nugget shorts on right now.
Yes, sir.
You guys,
Yes, sir.
Dikembe, one of my all-time favorite basketball players. He is my all-time favorite center.
Ooh.
I did a post for Dikembe on my page. I'm getting a little emotional right now. He was still very young.
Yeah.
Very tragic. When anyone passes, it's tragic. But the man's legacy, he is a humanitarian. And aside from his kick game was absolutely phenomenal. I mean,
Right.
the sneakers that
Right.
Dikembe wore,
Right.
even his Nikes later on with the big zoom, Max bag, I mean, they still are memorable. In fact, what's it called? East Bay Archives did a post on the team, Max Zoom, so to speak, whatever, late 2000, 2001. Sorry, I'm getting a little. But this right here is the 91 Force 6 High in the white and blue colorway. And Dikembe wore this model and colorway in the 92 All-Star game. You cannot get any more high than this. Now, you have to be very careful. But I have to give flowers to Dikembe. What he did, he made shot blocking an art form, and I absolutely loved him back in the day. I used to wear an Abdul Rauf jersey, Dikembe played, with Mahmoud, right? I mean, at the time, 90s, I mean, those were some solid Denver teams.
Right.
Yes.
So as we're talking, and
don't forget Robert Pack. Don't forget Robert Pack.
LaFonso Ellis, Rodney Rogers.
LaFonso Ellis, yes.
Absolutely, we can go on and on. There was a lot of underrated guys on that team. But this is the 4-6 high. A lot of guys wore this. John Starks wore it. Charles Oakley, I believe, wore it. A lot of guys. Force guys wore it. But Dikembe wore this at his first All-Star game, rookie year, in Orlando, 92 with the blue Eastern Conference All-Star.
Magic, is that Magic Johnson last shot over Isaiah Thomas MVP?
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Sir.
I'm very lucky that this pair is still holding. It's completely dead stock, size 13 with the original box.
Fire.
Show love to Dikembe. We have to remember that. And
he brought joy to the game. If you Dikembe always brought joy to the game, even well documented when Jordan gave him the finger wag.
Yep.
Right. He's always brought joy. When you watch Dikembe, you had to always root for him. You couldn't be like, oh, I hate Dikembe.
No.
Buddy.
Always smiling.
Yeah.
Nope. Always smiling. Always smiling. Yep.
Yeah.
Big smile.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a beautiful shoe. I noticed the bottom of that, the sole, the outsole, it's very similar to the Air Commands.
Yep. Very similar molding. Yep.
Right. Good call, Bobby.
They cycled a lot of the midsole and outsole tooling. The Command 4, the Force 5. A lot of models, plus or minus 1 year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a pair that, I have to be very careful with. My friend Nick, OG or Bust, there's a lot of friendly competition. Right. So the seller, it was a European seller. He had two pairs. He had the white and blue John Starks colorway, and then he had the Phil Jackson colorway because Phil Jackson wore the 6 high in a practice session in the black and white Panda. And I wanted both, but Nick and I had a conversation, and Nick is like, look, Seth, how about you take the Knicks and let me have Phil Jackson black and white? And I just, but I mean, you want it all. I mean, you just, as Bijan knows, you want it all. But
Right.
This is the only pair I have, and this is part of Dikembe Mutombo early sneaker history right here. So
this is right after Georgetown. He's just leaving Georgetown.
Yeah,
sneaker preservation, lace for life. I see you guys. Else, what's going on? Just want to give some shout outs.
Yep, for sure.
All right, that's
beautiful shoe, man.
So
love it.
This is California Part 4, guys.
Yeah, we're not going to go as
IG Live version.
Yeah, we won't go that. I'm looking at the clock, but yeah, I've got a few other pairs, couple other pairs, whatever. If we get to them, great. But yeah, Bijan, what do you got on deck?
What you got on deck, man?
So 2001. We were in high school. Flight positive.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wait. That's a PE. That's a PE.
Kenyon
Martin.
Yeah, the Kmart.
Let's go.
Kind of
Let's go.
Unique piece. Red
Honeycombs. Those are one of my favorite sneakers that nobody talks about.
Yeah, lenticular on the side is what the honeycomb that you're talking about. They call it lenticular. There was there's some crazy hyperflights that had that too. But
Hold
yeah, this
on,
is a cool shoe from our childhood.
B. John. What is that blue strip in the pull tab?
Oh, that's just the way that they are. Yeah, I think the GR is like that too, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
So that's is that considered a Team Bank PE?
No, so this color, I think this color came out, but not with obviously the embroidery for Kmart.
Do you guys remember East Bay was the only one that was selling Team Bank Flight Posit threes?
I do remember
Oh,
that. Yeah, I don't think this was a Team Bank. I think it was a GR, but I'm honestly I haven't thought about that in a while. But yeah,
man,
this is kind of a
man.
old PE unique, cool shoe, black, white, and red.
One thing I like about that shoe, it continues what we saw in the Flight 5s, the Air Flight 95s with the bug eyes, with the big bubble on the side, which is an aesthetic, the air turbulence, which I love. And then this is like 2000s, their version of that. So for me, it's like that's kind of like a little homage to those models that came out in the late 90s into the 2000s. So that's kind of cool.
And
Yeah.
then just all
Right.
the foams
Right.
in general kind of have these like hidden midsoles, which for whatever
Right.
reason, early
Yes.
2000s,
Right.
like Jordan 17 hide the midsole in the front. Like all these shoes, they hid the midsole. So that was something that was happening. It's actually good, I think, for collecting because the midsoles tend to crack, so maybe you won't see it as much, or if it degrades, it won't be as painful. But
Right.
just like a side note.
I talked about those in our season 1. We had March. Or was it no season 2? Excuse me, March Madness. Our March Madness episode. I talked about those. Those are my number 3 favorite college basketball sneakers because University of Maryland. University of Maryland was wearing that white and black. It was a Team Bank though. And you remember that, Bobby? When I talked about those?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. What's his name? Steve. I
Fran-
forgot his last name. Huh?
Francis, right? It was franchise, right? Steve Francis
No,
wasn't
no, no,
there
no,
anymore.
no. It was Steve Blake.
Ah,
Steve Blake.
Blake.
Steve
Oh,
Blake. Steve Blake wore those. Yeah, yeah.
right.
And also, what's good about those, good and bad, that because it still has the magnetic in the top strap, right,
Yeah.
Bijan?
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to
I
mess with it
played.
because that's the part that breaks on all these. This is probably one of the better conditioned Flight Posit 3s that are still out there where all the
Right,
plastic isn't. The right shoe isn't as good. It's got some cracking, but this one,
right,
there's no cracking at all. Even the tab there, the
right.
buttons, like most of them I see are broken here.
I
Interesting.
remember. I remember playing ball in those. I had the black ones and I had the silver battleground
Hmm.
ones, and both of them, the magnet. Once you play ball in them, the magnet will always come loose. It would
Yeah.
never stay.
Interesting.
Yeah, the
They never.
platinum posit.
They didn't. Did that model last long? Like it didn't seem like it was a popular design, but it didn't really last long because of
No,
those flaws.
I mean, I think Flight Posits were a little bit on their way out because
Okay.
the one was incredible, 2 was great, and then 3 was kind of mixed reviews. People didn't love these when they came out.
Got it.
The guys that love foams and flights, obviously, this is like part of the family. But I think a lot of the average baller didn't want this.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
It,
Cool.
now,
Very, very cool.
Bobby, for you, right? Because you like performance, low profile zoom,
Mm.
full
Yeah.
length
Yeah.
with carbon fiber, right? So for you, it was a good bounce. Playing ball was a good bounce. But
I've never experienced them. I've never actually held them, but every time I saw them, I always thought they looked stiff and they didn't look as flexible as I thought. Probably they are. So it really threw me off every time I saw that show. I was like, I don't get it. Like I said, I've never really held them, so I didn't really understand it. But if it had all this tech, that's kind of cool. That it had the zoom
yeah,
air, it was low profile, but that magnetic thing that kind of throws me off too. I'm like, I don't know if I would be happy with that either. So.
But
right.
it still has laces. I mean, the laces are there.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
That's just kind
Okay.
of aesthetic.
Got it.
In New York, I remember when those came out, people in the park, they will cut. They will because of the magnet issue. They will cut the top
Yeah.
plastic and then tighten up. You have more room to tighten up the shoe. That was a good, vivid memory for me. Yeah,
Interesting.
Bijan, remember the platinum posit?
Yeah. We were just talking about it.
yeah.
That,
Battleground platinum posi. Yep.
yeah, I remember
We
that was
just
like
saw one a
a
month
good.
ago.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. That was a
Right.
classic.
Right.
Yeah, nice.
But their battlegrounds, they also had the navy pair.
Mhm.
And then there were
Right.
some samples that were like white leather with silver, like not all platinum.
Oh wow.
Like there's some samples out there of some variations on those too, and the ultra
Wow.
posit.
Right. Scott Rennis, what's going on,
Yeah.
brother? All
Yeah.
right. I mean, I thought we was gonna talk about the episode, but this has turned out to be another live part 4.
I mean,
I thought we was gonna go back in
I love
time.
we talk
I
about
love
it.
it.
And, you know, I noticed someone
Revenge.
was talking about I think Len Bias went to a lot of history. College Park, 410. Love The Wire, by the way. One of the most greatest shows on TV, HBO, The Wire.
100%.
And a lot of history at the University of Maryland. I wanted to give one time to I believe it was Len Bias. He did a great documentary, ESPN. I think it was 30 for 30, very emotional. So we saw some engagement. What do you know about Maryland? 410. And just wanted to give a shout out to Baltimore and to University of Maryland.
Right.
I brought out a couple more. We were talking about low profile. So one of the greatest thinkers of all time. Well, first of all, you talk about Eric Avar. The man, like Tinker and others, is a genius. I mean, literally anything that Avar touched turned to gold.
Right.
This is a pair. I don't believe I brought any Gary Paytons or Payton models with me.
Other than the alarm, but you didn't show it.
Right. Yeah. It's like Transformers. There's more than meets the eye to this one. So when you look at the lateral, it's just white leather, white phylon, right? Nothing too important, nothing, special. But when you turn and rotate to the medial,
there we go. There we go.
So I absolutely love Gary Payton.
Come on, Seth. Cut it out.
I absolutely love Gary Payton. We talk about Dikembe Mutombo, who is arguably the greatest defensive center in history. Now you're talking about Gary Payton, who, like Jordan, defensive player of the year as a guard. 96, Scotty was right up there for the 96 defensive player of the year award. I mean, Scotty right there, top 3 to top 5. Every single year in defense, Scotty was right there. But they gave the nod to the glove. This is actually a retro player sample from his championship season, Miami Heat.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So
I saw the yellow
camera,
carbon fiber. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Good eye.
I was going to say, can you break down the color scheme right now? Because on camera, I see white and black.
Yeah.
I see a little bit of red on the outsole, and then I see the yellow on the carbon fiber.
And then yellow outlining on the GP. Very Miami. Right. Seth, that with your Tim Hardaway red authentic. I'm sorry.
Are we on the plane of enlightenment? Are we on the plane of enlightenment? Are we literally okay?
Come on.
But let's show the back of that one. Show the back of that one.
Boy, oh boy.
Bijan was like that.
Here we go.
So this is another model. The bacon. It looks innocuous, right? On the lateral, it looks no big deal, right? It looks pretty, similar. But then when you look on the heel. So this is Tim's player sample right here. This is Tim's player sample. I think I even talked about it on the episode.
You did.
But
come on now.
MEE for his late grandmother, Minnie E.U. Banks. For those who don't know what it means, Minnie E.U. Banks. That's right. And there's the number 10. I actually own 2 dead stock pairs of the player sample. So I went from one.
How do you get player exclusives that are dead stock? That just blows my mind. Like, how do you search? How do you get
Bobby
that?
Kicks,
Think about it, right? So this is an old one, right? This is late 90s. So this is before anyone was really into shoes. So Nike's like, okay, we need to make these shoes so that these players can wear them. So we make, 48. Mm-hmm. And then, because each size run of 24 in general is a full size run.
Right.
But for these, you never know what size they make. It could be all 9s. It could be just the player size. In modern times, they make a lot more sizes. But back then, they were a lot more tight with it just because it wasn't the same culture.
Oh, my God.
So imagine they made all these pairs. Some of them got worn. Some of them didn't. So, whoever is around him, the ball boys used to get them. The equipment managers for the teams, the people that were Nike or at headquarters, the people that were staffers for Miami or whatever team we're talking about. So, yeah, that's how they kind of seep out with time.
Yeah.
Bobby Kicks, how dare you ask how? It's a secret society. All we ask is trust.
No, you're right.
And then there's those channels, too.
Yeah, even the stuff that I have in my collection that I think is pretty rare. It took me a lot of time to dig up some of that stuff. But then when I see stuff like this, I'm like, how? But hey,
That's why
I'll around
and look at the black laces. Remember, the GR pair
yes.
came with contrasting bright,
yellow.
I believe they were orange or so
Yellow.
colored laces.
Right.
Yeah, yellow, yeah.
Timmy just wore a basic black. Look how gorgeous that is.
He did.
And when I had my pair back in the day, when I had my pair of 97, I had these, and I still have them right now in my collection. I put black laces on them too. And I didn't think much of it. I just thought I just put them on because I wanted that, different, kind of, different style. So, and now I see that's like an exclusive thing too. I was gonna share something with you all real quick.
Damn.
It's a secret society. Am I right?
All we ask is trust.
That's so
All
funny.
we ask is trust.
And I had it ready to go right here. I'm looking at. I brought out a couple pairs, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you said it, I'm like, you got to be ready, right, T? You got to be ready for the people. You got to have everything armed.
Seth, it's the New York way. You got to think a little ahead. Right?
Oh,
no. Now, Bobby.
All right, I'm jumping. All right, we're gonna.
Now. The blue. Ooh, Bobby. Keep that up, Bobby. Pause.
Bobby,
keep that up.
Nice. That's great. Sure. A lot of history with this logo.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. A lot of controversy.
Talk a little bit about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't be upset.
I won't.
This is part of it.
I won't.
But some of the pairs survived.
It raised a lot of red flags in the Muslim community.
I would say this. A lot of the stuff we talk about on the show, a lot of the stuff we showed, is very esoteric, right?
Right.
Like there's people that are casually into shoes, and there's people that are, in some other stratosphere. So a lot of the stuff we talk about, it kind of goes over people's head of how hard it actually is to get. Like that 92 sample 7. Can you imagine? Like it's a color that never came out. It's an original one. Like it survived that long because in general those are destroyed. So, or given to Goodwill and then some guy buys it and throws it in the trash eventually. So just for that shoe to survive and what it is and the colors it is it's impossible.
Air Jordan 9 sample.
Oh, the prototype, yeah. So you get a glimpse into the process of designing stuff. So you don't get that. That's all destroyed. They purposely destroy it. It's.
I was gonna say real quick that Joker 7. I still can't process why would they experiment with those colors? Well, on the episode, I was like why?
T, what did you say? T, what did you say when we were talking about the 7? You said there was a 7 when you saw it. You were like, I've never seen anything like that.
Never.
Bordeaux,
right? Oh, yeah.
That's the reaction you had to the Bordeaux with that wine color and the yellow and all that. So if you're trying to create a shoe that has that effect, I mean, that shoe, it's a 7, it's an OG. They had to mess around with the Bordeaux and say, oh, let's do this.
Yeah, because you're so right, because the Bordeaux, when I saw it in an All-Star game, I was like, what the hell is it? Because you remember, we didn't have internet, right? So I had to literally, my mother was like, stand back, you're going to get blind. Because I'm stuck to the TV like, what the hell is Jordan wearing? What is that gray and black and maroon?
That's how I was when Ray Allen wore cool grays on the Bucks. I thought they were purple, and I was like, going crazy.
Ooh. Man, what a time to be alive. Oh, my
people don't know how easy it is, man.
Oh, my God.
Dr. Swoosh, what do you got
this is my last one. All right, I'm not on my home turf, so I can't just go to my stock room and pick up whatever Seth's doing. Okay, so we'll do this one as a little bit of a quiz.
That is a zone.
What shoe is that?
15.
Okay. So just looking at this, what are the 3 types it could be?
Oh, that's a low.
It could be a low. What else could it be?
It could be a mid. Oh, that's a mock. That
could be a mock, like if it was a sample, yeah.
No. No, the 15s had a mock, remember?
I know.
Not a mock.
No, I agree. I'm just telling you, I just never seen a red sample of one. So it could be. It's not that, though.
All right, so it could be a high, a low, a mock. It better be a 15, not no 15.
I say it's a low.
It could be a team bank. It could be a PE.
Oh. All right.
So I'll show you this part now.
Eddie
so
Jones?
Now what?
Eddie Jones?
So it could be team bank, could be PE, but this one is
I
Derek
can't see
Anderson.
AD. DA.
DA. Derek Anderson. Yes, sir. Hey, hey
Ooh.
guys. Hey guys. I had an argument with my friend, and he was mad at me. I told him that Derek Anderson had better PEs than Mike Bibby, and he was mad at me.
Oh, I
Am I
disagree with
wrong?
that.
You
Because
disagree with that?
purple is by far the
Oh,
favorite color for shoes.
damn it.
Well, I mean, he
And it's a
loves
12.
that purple.
Although DA is a 12 and a half though.
Oh
He
my,
is.
he's a 12. Only because DA reminds you what could have been, what MJ could have wore.
That's true because all those Portland colors.
Right. Oh
And
my
he
God.
Spurs.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Bobby, this is one of your favorites. You love
I'm
the
a fan
15s.
of that model. I'm a fan of the 15s. No one likes the 15s, but for me, that seems like the aesthetic that Jordan would have wore on court. And yes,
Right.
there are pictures online of him doing that photo shoot. Shout out to Roxanne, I believe, is her name, a photographer.
Roxanne.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And you know, she has some beautiful photography. For those that don't know her, follow her page. She has some great history pieces and documented a lot of those cool, iconic, imagery from all kinds of athletes. But she has photographs of Jordan wearing the 15 for like a photo shoot promo thing. And to me, that's like I don't have the 15s in my collection, but I really want to get a pair because they remind me of a Jordan he would have wore. Yeah.
And like I told you, this was the first shoe I bought with my own money.
Right.
And I kind of took them
Yes.
for granted. Like, honestly, I took 15s for granted. I bought all this other stuff. I kind of ignored 15s and I ignored OG ones, and now I'm regretting it. But I've kind of been trying to go back and get more 15s. I'd like to complete a set, essentially. All the Ps are samples or all the common ones.
Is the upper
Nice.
woven woven on that pair? Is that leather?
Yeah. It's like the regular 15s, the
Gotcha.
interwoven leather.
Damn.
So much details and like good materials, man. Like
Yeah, and also
that's
this
what I
one,
miss.
it actually looks a little yellow on the screen, but in person, like these are not yellow at all. Something with the lighting. This is one of the best conditioned pairs I've seen.
Tell y'all.
It looks.
Doesn't
Can I
even
tell
have
y'all something that
oxidation. A little bit right here of oxidation, but that's it.
Can I tell you something? What people was doing in New York with the 15s during the
Cutting the tongue off.
15s. During the 15s, this is when the Prada America Cups. Everybody and their mother had them in New York. That was like, you know the Prada America Cups. You know what I'm talking
Of
about?
course, yeah.
Okay, so Prada America Cup has the same back, similar, just the traditional Prada strip. So people will wear jeans.
That's what
Will
this
wear
was designed after, I believe,
Right,
if I remember correctly.
Right. So people will wear jeans, including myself, and then we will kind of act like, oh, those are the new Prada America Cups, right? We would hide the tongue because that was like the thing in New York,
Yep.
the America Cup. Sorry, that's just a little
And then the 16s
inside
kind of
thing.
resemble them too.
Right.
On the front.
Right. Oh boy,
Nice.
Bobby Kicks. This is
All right,
part
so that's
4. What's going
all I
on?
brought. I promise no surprises.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Bobby Kicks. You got popcorn? What the hell is that, Bobby?
I'm having a good time. I'm having a little ice cream. And I'm enjoying I'm just sitting back like enjoying this. So this is nice.
Popcorn.
I need to talk here in Arizona, so you got
Terrell Owens over here.
Terrell Owens.
You got to be cool, man.
Yeah.
Seth, Shoe Fiend, we are definitely recording. This. Seth, I mean, so Bijan has no more, right? Bijan,
I'm not on my home turf.
That's a tough thing to say. There's always more. You know what? Since we're talking,
Bobby, you're hilarious.
actually, you know what? Wait, yeah, here.
Oh my God. Seth, is that one of your 15 rooms? Because no way in the world all your stuff. Okay.
So since we're talking about the 15, so
yes,
I'm with Bijan with this. I had a rule for like 20 something years that if Mike didn't play in the model and color, I'm not touching it.
right.
Yeah, you were the first crazy person I heard say that, and T also says that too.
Yes, sir.
And for the longest time, I'm like, fuck the 15. I was a senior in high school. He was retired. It's not. I mean, Tinker said it himself on that. That episode or that movie that he did. He was very emotional. It was a tough time in his life. Very polarizing, and we talked about it on the episode. But about 3 years ago or so, there's a follower. I don't know his real name, but his handle is 23. I think it's 23 BC. And I'm
Oh,
drawing a blank.
yeah.
He's got a great collection.
But he got a great, and he as does Ryan Scott Renas, and I'm sure there's a couple other guys, but the 15 is the Allen Iverson of the Jordan collection. I feel like you either love it or hate it. Probably more than the 16. But for a very long time, I wouldn't touch it. And I spoke to these guys, Ryan and 23 BC, and I'm drawing a blank of his name, unfortunately, but that 23 BC is his name. And he and I had a nice conversation a couple years ago. And long story short, it just got me thinking. I'm like, sometimes the ugliest stuff is actually kind of beautiful. If that's kind of weird to say, ugly is beautiful. In fact, during the Agassi collection, and Bobby's got his Challenge Court shirt on, but there was something at the time like tennis is ugly or ugly is beautiful, something like that, ugly. And I ultimately pulled the trigger. This is a promo sample. This is the East Bay sample white midnight navy colorway, sample coating inside 12.5, never worn. And I you could see the oxidation here. You could see it's a little off white, and it's still growing on me. I'm not going to sit here and say that I love the 15, but I kind of respect it. I own 2 dead stock pairs. This is a promo sample colorway, and it just popped up, and I'm like, it's a 12.5. That's my size. Original silver face box, and we were talking about the 15. I had the 15 right behind me. I'm like, I have to pull it out. We didn't really go into a deep dive on the episode, but Bijan just showed his beautiful player sample DA pair, Derek Anderson, by a very underrated basketball player, great PE game. But here you go. This is just the East Bay sample colorway that they made back then.
I told you guys, I real quick, Bobby, I told you guys that I got my first 15 on East Bay for $40, white and gray, East Bay.
Oh yeah, Flint Grays.
Right, and then I had the white and navy pair too. Yep. Sorry, Bobby.
I was
I
gonna
love those low tops.
ask, like, can you break down the color scheme? Can you break down the color scheme? Because on the lighting, I can't tell. So you're saying that's like a green?
Is that black?
Okay.
Black? No.
It's white.
It's midnight navy.
It's like a forest green.
That's midnight navy.
Oh, it's navy?
Midnight navy.
Midnight Navy.
It looked green to me.
There are green
one of the
pairs.
viewers was
Yeah,
saying
they are
that's
green.
Ben Baker thing.
Yes.
No, this
Got
is
it.
midnight. This is a blue.
The green is pine.
Got it.
And
Pine
then,
green.
Ray Allen had them, and there were Team Banks.
Yeah. Yeah. East Bay was East Bay the only outlet that was selling the Team Banks during this time, right?
I think
That's
so.
that's what I remember. I could be wrong, but that's
Right.
I remember.
So Scott Renas just confirmed there is a green one. That's probably the one I was thinking about at a glance. So, but yeah, I got you. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
honestly, I like the 15s. I want to buy the Dornbecker ones, the black and gold. They just look so tough, man, and so like luxurious. So that's probably gonna be my next pickup.
Damn.
I believe
You should look
modeled,
at the laser pair, laser 15s.
Yeah.
White, black, tan. That's a great color.
Right.
Top Gun is one of my favorite movies of all time. I believe this was modeled after, I think it was the X-15.
X-15 jet.
X15.
Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Very, very sleek. Say what you want. This is the most, in my opinion, the most polarizing. There are some who absolutely love it. I am not in that camp, but I decided, I'm like, I had to bring at least one, and I own 2, and that's it. That's enough for me. But I have to admit, it's grown on me just a little bit. But
little smidge.
Yep. So there you go.
Let's bring them back. I only like the 2 colorways I mentioned because I'm a sucker for 3M. Those are the only 15s that had 3M inside of them.
The Obsidian.
No, the Obsidian. Yep, and the Flint Gray.
And the Flint
Gray. Flint Gray. Damn. I mean, Bobby Kicks.
Nice.
We said our lives don't go no longer than an hour.
30 minutes, right? Yeah.
30 minutes. Yeah. All right. This is part 4, guys.
It's a long 30 minutes. It's a long 30 minutes.
Stretch 30.
Oh my. Oh
it's like when
God.
women go shopping. They're like, I'll be there. I'll be in the store for 30 minutes. And then it's like, right. So it's the same.
Right.
I think I'm good. I don't want to overdo it. I hope, we're coming up on an hour. I pulled a bunch of stuff. The 15 I wasn't thinking of showing. because I just didn't, but I figured why not.
Seth,
But I wanted to show
Seth,
love.
I have a good memory. You said we're missing 2 more pairs, correct? Or 1 pair?
I mean, I've got more that I could put, but it's like, yeah, I mean, I think I'm good with, we showed the alarm, we showed love to Dikembe Mutombo, Gary Payton, a little bit of, Tim Hardaway, the flame, the air logo. I mean, red suede, are you kidding? This is stupid.
Right.
Just,
Right.
It's canvas, right? Those are canvas.
Isn't that canvas?
It's canvas.
Isn't that money? That's so money. I mean, are you kidding? Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had that pair right there. I had that BBQs. Is that the BBQs or is it the
BBQ?
Yeah.
The grill?
BBQ.
Yeah, I always get the grills and the BBQs confused. But yeah, I love it.
Area said, all we need is an ice cream break like Bobby.
Yeah.
I got more snacks in the back.
How long you
If
think it would take for me and Seth to go back to back our whole collection?
No, I'm not going to.
I'm gonna say it would take. I'm gonna say it would take 24 hours because
Longer, man.
That was a
longer.
good
Yeah,
song, 24 hours. Yeah, I think it was.
I mean, we burned
24
through
hours
3
of
hours with
live.
just 10 pairs or 12 pairs.
Yeah. If this came back today with
unless I have a McFlurry.
I mean, this very well. Yeah.
This is an amazing live.
It does look like
I'm
a
enjoying
Darwin
this.
low. It does look like a Darwin low. Yeah. I agree with that. A Darwin low. Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. Damn it, I'm enjoying this. I don't want this to end. I'm enjoying this.
It's kind of funny because I've been a little bit out of shoes for a while because of training and all that stuff, and then I come back and I do this podcast, and then the Portland trip, and now I'm like, it feels like I'm right back in.
Yeah, Crazy 8, crazy. No, it's not Crazy 8s. What are those?
This is a new for me.
Oh,
Crazy 97.
Crazy 97. That's Kobe. That's Kobe between the legs dunk contest.
That's it. I just had to bring them out because they were sitting behind me, but I'm very excited about this because the history, slam dunk contest, young Kobe coming into the league,
LA guys.
already being labeled the next Jordan.
Right.
I just like that. Again, I'm a big Kobe Adidas guy. I'm not so much on the Nike end of the Kobe stuff, but this is my favorite Kobe's.
Did Kobe have the 4 air balls in Utah in that pair? I think that was the model with the 4 air balls. Am I right? I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain.
I think he wore the black version. I don't think he wore the purple ones.
Okay, I could be wrong on the model, but yeah, like I said, growing up in LA, and I just remember reading about that. But he had balls to do that. He kept shooting. I mean, shooters shoot. I mean, Shaq was not thrilled, but that is a great colorway right there, man. 97 dunk contest. And, yeah, that's a great pull, Bobby. Nice pull right there.
So Bobby, do we? I mean, what do we? I don't want to leave, man. But I know we have to. I know we have to. It's getting late.
Next time.
Bedtime, yeah, that's right. I mean, honestly, like I'm pretty happy with what I saw. Again, I know this is like a late night thing, last minute, not really last minute, but like a special, live.
Right.
The audience has been really awesome, following along, and thank you for staying up on the East Coast.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also there will be a Cali Love 2025. It will be a disservice if Bobby and I don't make it back out to California. Yeah. And I don't know what you guys are gonna bring, but geesh. That's all I can say. Geesh. What we do to end our all our lives is everyone grab a pair. This is for the cover. This is for the cover picture of the live. Everyone grabs a pair, and we're just gonna hold it for like a couple seconds.
Can I hold something else? That sounded wrong, but hold on real quick.
Yo.
It's not that late.
Right.
This is
This is
Seth,
Kickstory After Hours.
Seth and Bijan. This is in memory of Portland, Oregon. Pro Stars, let's go, Bobby. Let's go.
When you talked about it, I was like, yeah.
I still didn't get those.
Still didn't get them?
No. They'll land in my lap somehow.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bobby, how dare you with the Pro Stars?
Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Pro Stars.
Nice.
Ah.
Dude, Dude, the 90s, man. The 90s were so awesome, man. Like, where are you going to find stuff like this today? You're not.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised MJ signed off on that too. Like,
I
you know,
know.
this
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
MJ was like. You know, MJ crazy.
Money
Well,
talks.
they did the Nego ad with the kind of anime feel, like Initial D almost.
Right.
Not that I'm into
right.
anime, but I mean it's related at least.
Oh, I
They're trying.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
trying.
All right. Well, Bobby, I'm gonna say it. You gotta be Saran because it's a wrap.
This was fun. This was fun. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone that's been watching. Real quick reminder, new episode continues this Monday. It's a fun one. We got some cool episodes lined up to end season 2. We're going to be going into season 3 pretty soon. We got other things happening. Yes, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. 100%. So I
love these guys.
I'm very happy.
Love these guys.
Thank you guys for joining them. That's it, man. That's it for me. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Bajan. 100% cool dudes right here. If you're not following them, you're lost. Follow everyone on this whole screen right here.
Grade A, Dr. Swoosh, SoulIISole, Kickstory Podcast. Guys, we out.
All right,
Peace,
boys.
guys.
Next time.
Good night, guys. Good night.
Night, man.